Okay, today we're cleaning out the barrel. Barrels. This is the barrels that are in the 60-90 grit with the various assorted different amounts of weeks that they've been in. First one we have up here is a Kentucky Geode. Not much of a geode pocket in it. But I don't know if you can see. Try to zoom in here a little bit. Underneath the husk, there's a lot of really neat formations. I think this one we're going to put in the, going to the Vibe barrel. Here's another one that's totally different. All the husk is off of that one. Some lovely quartz pockets in there. Yes, it's not smooth. No, will it ever get smooth? So we're going to move it on. So all of these we're just going to look at right now are the ones that I got from J&V Rock Hounding. I think this is the other half of that one we just looked at. Only a teeny little bit of the outside husk left. Should I get rid of the rest of it? I don't think so. I think we're going to leave that there. These are being kept in water because all I did is rinse them off. These I won't put them through the ultrasonic right now. That's not, I don't do that before I start the Vibe process, but I do burnish them really good. So we're going to move that one on. I think most of these ones will go on because they've been tumbling for a few weeks now in the heavy grit. Here's the next one. There's another half of this in there somewhere. It's looking pretty good. And this is the first time I've tumbled any of these, so we're just kind of going on. Yes, they're Agates, so we're going to treat them like an agate. Next. Interesting pattern up there. I'm really surprised that the outside all wore off. I was not expecting that. Or nearly all wore off. This is what they look like on the outside before I cut them and put them in the tumbler. Tan or gray. You can see all these lines. This is some of the stuff that we're seeing as it's tumbled down. So it does change a lot from what it starts with to what we've gotten after probably 3 weeks in the rough grit. Here's the other half of that one we already looked at. It's got a nice little pocket in it. Some eyes in the cross cut there. It says There's all sorts of different things going on in it. Very cool. Not a very big piece. What's that, 1¼ inch by 1 inch, roughly? It'd be very nice to see these all polished up and see what they look like. No two are the same, which is cool. Now you can see those lines right there that we were looking at on the outside of the husk. The other half of that bell-shaped looking one. And you can see there's a little bit of grit down in there. That's why we burnish them good before we start them in the 120, 220 polish in the Vibe. I did, on the ones that were more, had better pockets, there's a video if you go back and look. I just did some face polishes on those, but these ones weren't geoded enough to worry about doing a face polish on them, and little ones like this just tear up your fingers when you're doing them on the flat lap, so put them in the tumblers. Oh, a whole bunch more eyes on this one. I'm sure somebody that knows the anatomy of crinoids would be able to tell us what those are. So if anybody's watching that's doing that, that knows that, excuse me, please put it in the comments so we can all know. Totally different kind of mineralization on this one. It's really cool. And then these last ones are just more of the same. Still quite interesting. It's got a little eyes around the edge. Nice pattern in there. Some of them are 2 weeks, some of them are 1 week. So all of them I'm just going to put back in, but they are shaping up very nicely. Lovely bands, got hematite. Like the shape of that one. Little chip. Okay, this next one, you can see the cross cut off the top of the stone with a quartz point screw. Some nice agate banding. Oh, this one's got a lot of lilies going on in it. Teeny tiny little crystal points in the middle there. And that band. Here's the next one. Very beautiful rock. Looks almost like crazy lace, but I know it came from Hawks Bluff because I'm the one that collected it. Look at that. Oh my goodness. All sorts of banding going on in there. These are, of course, wet because you don't want them to get dried out. Because once the grit dries onto a rock, it ain't coming off. Pretty coloration in the bands. Another one with some hematite on top. You can see how the pattern of the crystals grew. I mean, it's mostly white on white, that little pink band going through there. That's really shows it off nicely, doesn't it? Kind of like moss on the bottom. Nice eye on here. There's another one. There's the crystals growing up that way. Growing in this way. I like it when they meet together like this. There's like 3 different patterns of crystals there. Gone through the iron out, so that should not be iron staining. Shaped. See, kind of like a potato chip. Lovely bands along the edge there. Some mammillaries, druzy pocket. A little bit of everything on that. And there's another one of those dark ones. I love the contrasts in these. Look at that. Me on this one, but that's okay. It just shows off nicely. And the other side is all the different bands coming up into the points. So amazing. This is I don't know, it's a dark rock. Let's pick it up and take it home and throw it in the tumbler. See what happens. It does have one little agate pocket here though. Just tumbling up nicely. It's not one of those super bands like the others. Eyes, bands, pockets. If you had the patience to sit and pick up just the littles, a 5-gallon bucket of this, the tumble size, you'd be working on it for a year at least. So cool. The colors on this are so cool. And you don't have to just pick up stuff with druzy on it. There's all sorts of other things when you look around that you can bring home and just be awed with. The one with some beautiful bands and eyes. These are going to get probably at least one more week in the rotary before I put them in the vibe for the polishing stages. But they are so pretty. Another non-agate one. non-agate point one. It's got some lovely little bands there. And there. Just a teeny little one. This little pendant. Preform without being preformed. There's another one of those black and white and tan ones. I really love the coloration on these. This is the last of the Hawk's Bluff that I have in the tumbler in this batch. That's bottom. There's the points growing up. Look at the pattern on the top of that. So it's like, I don't know if I want to call it clouds or billows of smoke. It's just, I love it. So